Instructional technology in education, as you can see, as I mentioned in recording, okay, instructional technology is just like a big circle. So in this big circle, we have a small circle, which is represent instructional technology. Yeah. All right. So let us take a look on what is definition of instructional technology in education. Education is a field of knowledge. All right. So instructional technology is the arrangement. So another word for arrangement is organizations. We are organizing. Okay, before we want to teach the students, okay, about particular lesson, so we have to arrange first. Okay, which chapter that we want to cover for week 1, for example. So we have to plan first our lesson. Okay, information is scattered everywhere. Sometimes sometimes the content of the subject is taken from different sources, taken from different textbooks. So we take part of uh, uh, for example, chapter 1, we take this particular book. We refer to this book. Chapter 2, we refer to other books. Okay, so then we blend it together. Okay, then we take it and then we make it into chapters. So these chapters, okay, will be arranged accordingly. Okay, so which chapter will be the first one? Which chapter will be the second one? Okay, based on the sources of information that we refer, okay, using different textbook, for example. Right, so we have to arrange this information into a logical manner. Okay, so macam tu lah dia. Right, the arrangement of information and the environment. Okay, so we have to decide first, okay, what kinds of environments that we want the students to experience. Right, for examples like if you want to do a science project, of course you have to do it in a special place known as laboratory, science lab, because science lab uh, they, there are many tools that the students use, that the students can use to do science project. All right, so that is the environment. So we have to prepare first what kind of environments that we want the students to experience. All right, for examples like um, nowadays, okay, during this endemic, okay, so we have like hybrids. Okay, we have hybrids environment, we have virtual environment, we have physical environment. Usually untuk physical environment tu kira macam face to face, where the students have to be in the class, for example. Okay, and then untuk virtual ni ODL. Okay, so kita menggunakan like applications like Google Meet, okay, to deliver knowledge, alright, in virtual environment. Okay, and another environment is hybrid. Hybrid means tecton. For example, like it's a mix of two methods of delivery. For example, like the students have to be in the class, and the following week the students have to be in ODL. Right, that is hybrid. Huh? All right. So environment to facilitate learning. Okay. So we have to prepare the students. We have to prepare then we have to decide first what kind of environments that we want the students to experience. Okay, and at the same time, once we have prepared all the environments, then we will help the students to adapt, okay, with the environment. Okay, so we explain what are the rules and regulation when you are in science lab, for example, dan sebagainya. Okay, instruction take place. Okay, yes, instruction we need to have setting. Kita ada perlu ada setting. What kind of settings that we want the students to be? All right, between teachers and students. Okay, kita kena cari satu tempat. Okay, a place. Okay, a place could be in ODL, in virtual, in Google Meets. So we meet, okay, in Google Meets. Okay, and then we both teachers and students can meet, okay, in person in the class, for example. So class will be a place, right? And then methods of delivery. What kind of methods that you use to deliver your content to the students? Maybe you can use a recording, meet recording, for example, right? and or maybe you want to deliver it, okay, using different methods. For example, like demonstrations, or maybe through a library visit ataupun virtual tour, right? Dan sebagainya. That is the methods. And then media apa yang digunakan? For example, I'm using right now is a slides. So slide, it will be a media. It will be a media that I use to present in the content, okay, all the sentences, okay, into for the students to see. All right, that's my game. Okay, number 2 is equipment. So we have to think also, okay, consider as well what are the equipments that we need, okay, that could help us to combat, to deliver, okay, to deliver this information, to transfer this information to students. Apa equipment yang kita perlukan? For example, right now kita perlukan PC camera, kita perlukan computer, kita perlukan digital devices, okay, for you to listen to my lecture. For example, like kita kena ada earphone, kita kena ada speaker. Those are the equipments needed, okay, for you to receive well the information. And guide to the learner studies. Yes. Okay, so guide here is like macam, okay, at the beginning of the class, okay, what the students should do, okay, to prepare them before the class even started. All right, so for example, like you need to know, you have to be familiarized, you have to familiarize yourself with different function, okay, different features, okay, in Google Meets. Okay, for example, like if you have any questions to ask, you can just use the button, okay, with the symbols hands, okay, and then you click that one. So guide to the learner study. All right. Okay, so the arrangement of the information and the environment is usually is the responsibility of the instructor. Okay, saya yang akan will be the one responsible, okay, to give you Google Meet links. Okay, I'm the one who responsible to provide you with notes, okay, with slides and sebagainya. And at the same time, me as a teacher also need to be able to design, okay, media which is effectively used for the students. Okay, so saya akan repackaging, saya akan developing, saya akan creating, okay, something, okay, that you can refer, okay, that you can use, okay, for self-study dan sebagainya. Alright, okay, next. Okay, teachers play important role. Yes. Okay, teachers play important role in instructional planning. Okay, the teachers, they have to take responsibility, okay, to provide the students with lesson plan. For example, like you have to explain to the students, okay, week 1 what you want to cover, week 2 what you want to do, okay, and then and next few weeks, okay, what you want to plan to do. Okay, for example, like you want to organize, you want the students to do this and to do that, so you have to explain to them. All right, so you have to plan first what you want to do to the what kind of learning activities that you want the students to get involved with. Right, so instructional planning process and working with the media specialists. The teachers also need to work well, okay, with media specialists. Media specialist is the person, okay, who are experts in creating, okay, in developing instructional materials. Okay, so the teachers will provide this media specialist with ideas. Okay, but the one who going to materialize, the one who going to invent ataupun to use their expertise untuk jadikan idea itu menjadi satu benda adalah media specialist. Alright, okay. Number 5 is IT in education. Okay, instructional technology in education involve the selection. So kita kena choose because outside there are many materials or media or methods yang kita boleh gunakan. Okay, but we have to choose the best. Okay, among the best. So that's why kita kena choose appropriately, okay, which methods, media and materials yang able, okay, to help the students to achieve the learning objective. Okay, so kita kena buat selection because there are too many good items, good materials. Then we have to choose which one is most relevant to the syllabus, to the subject dan sebagainya. Alright. Next is arrangement. Kita kena arrange lah. Okay, for example, like what to include in first chapter. What information that you want to put as a second chapter, for examples. Okay, and then what you want to do, okay, before, during, and after. Okay, so you have to arrange it. How many students in the class? Okay, and then how many hours that you have to teach, that you have to meet the students. Okay, to explain to them the content of the whole chapter. So you have to arrange the time, the place, the settings, okay, dan sebagainya. Arrangement and delivery, penyampaian of information in appropriate environment, okay, which is fit ataupun suitable dengan learning styles of the student. Alright, okay. And the way, kaedah, okay, the learners interact with that information. Okay, so then you cannot just give the materials to the students. So you have to explain to the students how to use the methods. Okay, and then you have to explain to them, okay, what they have to do, okay, in order to get the most benefit from the information materials provided. Macam mana cara dia? For example, sometimes other teachers they just give the information, but they don't really explain to the students how to use the information. Itu yang kita really concern lah. Okay, the way the learners interact. Macam mana you interact, okay, with the information. Okay, for example, like I don't encourage my students to study using PowerPoint, because PowerPoint just contain points. It does not really provide you with elaborations. Okay, there's no explanation. So when it comes for you to answer essay question, you're having problem. Kenapa you having problem? Kenapa you tak tahu nak explain? Because nota yang you belajar tu tak ada explanation. Dia cuma ada point je. Itu dia punya difficulty dia. Alright, dia punya barrier dia. Alright, next. Okay, look, so this illustration showing to you the relationship between instructional technology and education. Okay, as you can see, as I mentioned before this, education tu is a big circle. Satu bulatan yang besar. Okay, so dalam big circle ini ada instructional technology. Alright, okay. So as you can see here, hey, let's imagine that this is your ITM, okay, educations. Inside your ITM, we have many faculties. So faculties to represent instructional technology. Okay, for example, here kita ada under education, kita divided into 4. Kita ada first introduction, second counseling, okay, third evaluation, and then lastly administration. Okay, so our focus is more in instruction. Instruction ini adalah is a one term yang comprising teaching and learning process. Okay, so untuk instruction ini kita perlu fikirkan, we have to think, we have to design, okay, what materials, okay, what we have to design, content, okay, which content that belong to which chapter, okay, and then what are the learning activities that kita nak, that we want, that we plan for the students to join, dan sebagainya, design. Then you develop pula, you buat modul, you buat textbook, you buat PowerPoint, you're developing daripada content yang tadi yang you pilih, you buat into modules, okay, develop. Okay, then lepas tu you implement to distributed lah. So once you dah complete, the module already complete, the PowerPoint is already finished, okay, then you can give it to the students. So you use it, okay, to explain, to teach your students, alright, as a teacher. And the last one is evaluation. Okay, of course, okay, apabila kita dah deliver, so of course we have to check sama ada apa yang kita deliver tu student faham ke tak. Macam tu. So kita kena evaluate in terms of the students' level of understanding. Alright. Okay, the rest tu tak perlu tahulah. Okay, dan sebagainya. Okay, so here, okay, let us see what is the differences. Perbezaan di antara ET and IT. Okay, differences between ET and IT. Okay, first education, we have to look on the educational technology side first. Okay, ET dia cover, dia comprises, dia merangkumi the whole educational organization daripada school administrator, school principal sampailah ke kindergarten, sampailah ke gardener, macam tu. So dia cover the whole aspect of the management of the whole school, okay, of the whole universities. Okay, dia tak fokus only for teaching and learning. So dia macam for examples like, you know, dia kena the management, teachers management, you know, and then classroom management. Itu semua covered by ET. ET ni dia lebih menyeluruh. Okay, dia cover the total aspect, okay, of the management of the entire, okay, educational organization. Okay, alright. So where else IT ni pula dia concentrate, dia fokus. Dia tak cover IT ni dia only cover certain aspects saja. Dalam sekolah tu dia hanya cover a certain aspect saja, which is learning and teaching. Okay, so dia tak cover macam sistem that the teachers use to apply for holiday, for leave. Itu dia tak cover. So IT ni dia cover saja any activities, okay, especially learning activities and the process of educating people, making people to be educated person. Macam tu. Okay, in terms of like content, syllabus, delivery dan sebagainya. So they focus on that. Okay, alright. So next is it started. They begins bermula daripada the early stage of of us being a student down to the classroom. So dia macam daripada mula sampai akhir. Daripada you register courses sampailah you graduating from this diploma, for example. So dia lebih merangkumi lagi lah, dia banyak lagi stages yang dia akan cover. Alright, dan sebagainya. Whereas IT is a play important role to achieve the goals. Okay, IT ni, the goals dia adalah IT. We develop IT ni because we want students to use this IT untuk dia achieve the learning objective. Macam tu saja. Alright. Okay, so therefore ET ni is more common, dia more general, okay, as compared to IT. IT dia more specialized, dia more focus, dia more specific lah as compared to ET. Alright. Okay. ET is known as one discipline, field of knowledge that consists of IT. As I mentioned before this, it's a big circle. So dalam big circle ada small circle, kita panggil small circle as a IT. IT is a sub-component lah to ET. Okay, so ET ni lebih besar, okay, scope dia daripada ET. ET ni lebih fokus. Alright, and the function of ET is to solve the problem faced by teaching and learning process. Okay, so dia nak solve the problem itu, dia akan pergi ke akar umbi, dia akan pergi to the root of the problem. Contohnya, maybe the reason why certain schools diorang ni tak ada macam, diorang lacking insufficient of teachers teaching maths, for example, kan. So kita kena cater, okay, apa problemnya, apa reason this particular school dekat rural area tak ada teacher yang mengajar subject maths dan sebagainya. So there's a problem. Okay, so kita ET ni lebih to examine, okay, to analyze, okay, the root of the problems. Not only focus in teaching and learning, tapi dia nak solve the problems yang memang daripada mula berpuncanya. Okay, benda ni berlaku. Alright, for example, teachers training. Okay, we train teachers to teach. Alright, and then unfortunately these teachers cannot perform. Dia tak perform well. Okay, so kita buat lagi apa nama teaching observation. Itu teaching observation itu bukan teaching and learning process. Tapi ia membantu. Okay, with this teaching observation, ianya membantu kita untuk help the teachers to become effective teachers. Right? Dan sebagainya. So IT is more concerned, it's more focused, it's more emphasized on effective, meaningful, beneficial, creative, and innovative teaching process. So IT will help teachers to be more effective, to try to find a way, effective way to use to prepare a material which will give a big impact to the students. Okay, our target is students. Okay, but untuk membantu student, first kita kena fokus dengan teacher dulu. Because teacher itu yang akan membantu pelajar. Okay, so more concern on effective. Okay, impactful lah. So IT ni dia akan ensure that the process become more effective, more impactful, give significant impact to the students. Alright? Okay. Next is meaningful. Okay, so for example, how you IT ni dia akan makes the process of teaching and learning become meaningful. Maksudnya memorable. Okay, you have learned the hikmah, the reason behind the things that you have learned. Alright, dan sebagainya, meaningful. Okay, dan juga benefit. Okay, so with IT kita akan we want the students to get the most benefit from the lesson. Okay, for example, like after you dah do this assignment, then you have towards the end you feel that with this experience doing assignment, it will prepare you to be an expert in your field, right? Lifelong